Australia's second largest private hospital operator, Healthscope, launched an extraordinary attack on private health insurers this week, claiming some of them are not paying their fair share to hospitals. Healthscope was listed on the ASX until 2019, when it was bought by US investment giant Brookfield for about $4.4 billion. The man who played a key role in that takeover deal is Greg Horan, who's now the CEO of Healthscope, and I spoke to him earlier this week about the new advertising campaign.
So this campaign is about raising awareness to the fact that insurers Bupa and members of the Alliance Health Fund, such as Australian Unity, are significantly underfunding our 38 hospitals nationally and haven't engaged in constructive conversations with us to fund our local private hospitals fairly. This campaign is really about driving awareness in their own members so that they understand what their funds are prepared to, or more to the point, not prepared to pay for quality healthcare in their local setting.
Yeah, you're the second largest private hospital operator in Australia. Are other private hospital companies backing you on this, like Ramsay Health Care?
Look, what I could say is that obviously Ramsay came out with its own press releases about its results last week. Generally across the sector, the sentiment is certainly that it's a sector under financial strain. The government health check, concluded that the sector at the moment is uninvestable, and something has to change.
Yeah, you've mentioned Bupa and Australian Unity specifically. Just explain exactly what there is sort of really the transgression there, I guess.
Yeah, so it's really a lack of funding for our hospitals. So we have 38 hospitals nationally, and both Bupa and the Alliance member funds. So the Alliance is a negotiating party for a group of funds, of which Australian Unity is one of those, significantly underfund our hospitals today and haven't recognised the significant inflation that we've seen over the past few years and the continued cost inflation that we're expecting to see with wages escalating significantly. So what we're looking to do here is really ensure that both Bupa and Alliance member funds are aware of the impact of not having quality healthcare funding in their local private hospital setting.
Yeah, why are so many private hospitals closing down? What's causing them to be unprofitable or to lose money?
So the biggest impact on the private hospital sector over the last number of years has been revenue growth not matching the significant cost inflation the sector has seen. So it's been a continued problem now for a number of years, and we can no longer sustain unprofitable services. It's at the point where we have to get fair funding for local private hospitals.
So how do you maintain this quality of care and patient safety then in this sort of tough environment?
Yeah, and look, patient outcomes, patient safety, patient experience, that's our number one priority. That's why we're here. We exist because of that. And we will not put patient safety at risk. And that's why we are here today, to ensure that we can get fair funding so we can continue to reinvest into our facilities, attract the best talent, keep our facilities and hospitals contemporary, and make sure we've got the best equipment available for our patients. So throughout this period, we are always focused on patient safety, and we'll continue to do so. And that's why, like I said, we're here to ensure we can get that fair funding to continue that great patient outcome.
Yeah, your campaign's got a website that's gone live now, and it sort of goes through for every dollar invested in private health, and it goes through the big private health insurers, and it calls out Bupa and Australian Unity saying they return 70 cents per dollar. Just explain that number, and how is it possible to get that figure raised? Who does that? Yeah,
sure. So that figure is essentially everyone who has private health insurance, myself included, and probably yourself, Ed, you pay your premium. So that premium is 100% of the pool, if you like. So all those premiums go in, and then the health insurers then pay out to based on the healthcare that their members have received. So in that example, Australian Unity has paid out 70 cents on that dollar, and that used to be, as an industry average, about 88 cents. Pre-COVID, so you can see a significant variance from pre-COVID trends. And so that's all in the power, again, of the contracting with the private health insurers. How they contract with private health insurers, private hospitals, is between the private hospital and the private health insurer. And also use obviously goes into that as well.
Yeah, the private health insurance sector has responded. They've basically said they're calling this a scare campaign and claiming you at Healthscope are threatening to charge consumers more. What's your response to that?
Oh, not at all. What we're trying to do here is raise awareness with Bupa and Alliance member funds such as Australian Unity members to make sure they're aware that their funds are not providing and not funding for quality healthcare in their local community at the moment. And that's really what we're trying to do here, to ensure that they are aware and can contact their insurers and let them know how they feel about that.
Yeah, and also the private insurers today, they've said your owner, Brookfield, took a punt on Healthscope, and this is their media release, and it went wrong. How confident are you in Healthscope as an ongoing business here in Australia?
Yeah, so what I would say is, look, Healthscope is a fantastic business. We have amazing people. We have, again, amazing doctors who partner with us to provide outstanding patient cares in all of our 38 facilities. And it has a very strong and healthy life. And what we're looking to do is ensure that sustainable and viability by getting Bupa and the Alliance member health funds to pay fairly for the, again, quality healthcare that we provide. And again, this is not unique to us. This is a sector-wide problem, but our issue clearly lies with those two insurers.
Yeah, and just explain to us here how large a market the private hospital sector is. How many patients do you move through or provide care to each week or month?
Yeah, so look, for Healthscope, we see actually over 650,000 Australians annually. And, you know, we have 19,000 staff across 38 hospitals, and we're the only national provider, so has a hospital in every state and territory across Australia. So we see a large portion of the Australian community and support the public sector in a very large way.
And then just quickly, Australia obviously has a real ageing population. Is that also, an opportunity to provide more care to more people over a longer period of time?
Certainly, the ageing demographics are something that are a real growing concern across Australia, and for private health care, that's obviously a tailwind for us, and we're here to serve that ageing population as they start to use the services more and more.
Greg Horan, Chief Executive of Healthscope, thanks for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me, Ed. Pleasure.